Geometry Dash is a game almost completely run by its community, and a big part of this is the demon list. It keeps track of the hardest levels in the game and who beat them. Because this list has gained a lot of traction, the hardest levels on this list are really popular amongst the community, sometimes even gaining over 1 million views. But this rarely ever happened. That is why it was so special and gained so much attention. People see this, of course, and want to experience the same amount of attention, so they want to make their own top 1, hoping to get the same praise by the community. This problem has spread so much that almost all the levels that are talked about are those top 1s. I mean, if there are videos over half an hour just listing the upcoming top 1s, you can understand where I'm coming from if I say top 1s are oversaturated. By the way, that video is getting an update, and the next one is over 45 minutes long, so please check him out. He spends a lot of time researching and making his videos. The reason this is a problem is that it's extremely difficult for easier levels to be recognized. Although recently, it's not as bad as half a year ago. It is still at a point that only a couple levels get talked about though. I mean, can you sum up more than 10 non-self-proclaimed top 1s that are made in recent times? Let me try. Chains of Scene, I Spy Me a Little Eye, Emerald Realm, Orbit, and those are all I can think of at the moment that are getting talked about in the community. Now let's do the same thing with top 1s. You have The Human Limit, Azure Flare, Abaddon, Acheron, Avernus, Ice in the Water, Riot's Demise, the Apocalyptic Trilogy, and those are just some of them. See, it's a lot easier to sum up top 1s, isn't it? That already proves my point. People care way too much about the demon list, but it's hard not to if half of your For You page is just new top 1, Silent Circles, Rebirth, Infinity. Seeing those just makes me want to close my game for the day because nothing interesting is happening. On the other hand, those easier levels getting talked about in the community was like a breath of fresh air, and the content around those levels are actually really interesting and fun to watch. Remember the recent Gauntlet levels getting announced? That was actually a pretty exciting time in the community. So I think we just have to band together as a community and make the game more interesting ourselves, instead of doing the same thing over and over by making unnecessary top 1s. I'm not saying you shouldn't make top 1s, you can do whatever you want in this game. But keep in mind, there are other parts of this game as interesting, if not more interesting, that haven't been explored, or just a little bit. Like challenges, for example, which are getting pretty popular these days, without there being hundreds of top 1 challenge videos on my For You page. But this is of course just my opinion. If you have a different opinion, let me know. And if you like this video, you might also like this one. I spent a lot of time on it, and other people also seem to like this video. So yeah, go check it out. While editing, I found out someone else also has a video on this topic. So please check him out. The things he talks about are actually pretty interesting. I'll leave the video in the description.